Hey everybody, Roman versus with the Squashfest podcast and my co-host. with all with all of the technical difficulties that we had, you still didn't know what to do.
No, not even a little bit. I literally was gonna say this is unlike other take. Never mind. I was gonna say unlike other take twos, this one's not gonna cost you $100 for a game. GTA 6.
I understand.
Just interactive.
I got it. That's what the pause was. Okay.
No, I don't know. Yeah. So we're going to be discussing and reviewing Monday Night Raw from last night from Quebec City, Quebec, and we had just said in the last one that the Edmonton, Alberta crowd was hot on Friday. This crowd was not. They were the exact opposite of their Canadian counterparts.
I wouldn't say
Or
the opposite
colleagues,
because
or
again,
whatever.
you missed some of their chanting. Like it went completely
All
over
right,
your
whatever.
head.
I was watching the match. All right, so the show kicks off with CM Punk getting in the ring, and he does his whole, it's great to be here on a Monday night. Great to be alive on a Monday night. But he's pissed off. And he shouldn't be pissed off. Because he should be standing there, the world heavyweight champion. But because of what happened in MetLife, he has a Seth Rollins problem. So he goes on how it's been 12 years since he won his last World Heavyweight Championship. And because he had I think he said because he had such a short title reign this time, it was 5 minutes, he's going to be doing everything in his power to get back his World Heavyweight Championship.
Basically, he was like,
he gets
if he was determined that much before, this time it's even more intense. I was like, okay.
No, whatever. So he gets interrupted by LA Knight. Nope. You want to talk guys who are over? LA Knight is over.
You broke up again.
So did you just now.
I don't know. Mad technical difficulties. Continue.
Yeah, technical difficulties. Yeah, so I apologize for anything that doesn't come through. We're having issues. We don't know whose end it's on. We've tried to reboot. It doesn't seem to be working. We need to get something out for you guys. LA Knight comes up, and he gets the crowd pop, and he cuts a promo saying he has no problems with Punk. And before they have a problem, he understands that Punk deserves his rematch for the World Heavyweight Championship. But when Punk sticks his nose in LA Knight's business from last week and interrupts his match, now they have a problem because he also deserves his rematch for the World Heavyweight Championship. This was a fine promo between the two of them. My problem is LA Knight is great at one-liners. He's very good at one-liners. When you start giving him long-form soliloquies and monologues to do, he gets lost. And he did it multiple times during this promo where I feel like he either forgot his lines or he didn't know how to get to where he wanted to get to.
Yep, absolutely.
Because he had to stop and start a couple times. And I'm just like, oh, this is... And then I think it threw Punk off because Punk started doing the same thing.
Yep, that's exactly what happened. I picked up on that too. I was like, yo, my guy is... And that's what it is. He has too much to try to remember. And I don't know, I think it's beyond him. I think you got to hit him with the quick one-liners, give him a few of those, and that's it. But for him to go off on some soliloquy, it's just not going to work.
No, just give him the bullet points. This is what we want you to say. This is where you go, and let him go out there and do it. If you're scripting promos for every single one of your talents and you expect them to go out there and remember it word for word verbatim, it's not going to happen. Especially with two guys who we can say they're two of the better talkers in the company. Let them go out there. Let them know. They know their bullet points that they have to hit. They know where they're going, and then let them go. Like this just felt really like, oh my God, these guys need to wrap this up already. Mm-hmm. All right, so then as Punk is they're going back and forth. Punk is talking. Paul Heyman's voice comes, and Punk's like, I wasn't finished yet. And Heyman comes out with Braun and Bronson. And we talked about this last week. The Shula Fala, how much I love it. This man had both pairs of Jordans wrapped around his neck this week. Hilarious. Like I was like, what is he doing? By the end of the show, I thought he was gonna steal Jay's sneakers too. Like I thought that's what he was gonna do. But no, so they come out and
go.
Okay. So they come out and Paul Heyman is cutting a promo on them saying, yes, you both have a Seth Rollins problem, but I think CM Punk now has an LA Knight problem. And and for some reason, Paul Heyman says, oh no, CM Punk says, listen, I'm in the mood for a fight. I'm going to punch somebody in the face by the end of the show. So I don't care if it's any one of you, but Heyman, if you want to come into this ring, I'll punch you in the face. So Heyman puts out a challenge for Braun and Bronson against Punk and LA Knight for later that night. The LA Knight accepts for CM Punk, and then when they're getting ready to go, when Heyman and Bronson are getting ready to go, Braun Breaker, who is the perpetual hothead of this group, tries to rush the ring where they had to stop him and bring him back. And it was hilarious to hear Heyman yelling at the top of his things, "You're not even in your gear. You're not in your gear." And I'm just like, what the heck? And I was like, this is where Raw's going to go tonight. This is going to be.
I thought it was hilarious when he started screaming. He was like, "You're 47 years old." He's like, and you're 40.
Yeah,
and you're 40 something.
You're 40.
Yeah, he was like, you're 40, and together you guys are about
100 years old.
I was like, what?
I'm like, what kind of Steiner math is he doing again? Like, Jesus Christ, he's an idiot. Yeah, I think they're 47, 44 or something like that. It's fine. It got us to where it needed to go, but it just felt really like it was bumpy to get there.
Yeah. LA Knight's 42 years old.
Whatever.
No, I'm just saying.
Okay.
And yeah, Punk is 46.
Okay, sure. Yeah. All right, so then we had that. Then we get a backstage segment, and you had sent me this picture of this, and I'm like, and I was half awake when you sent me the picture of this on my way to work, because whatever, I had to work today, unfortunately. The Judgment Day is there, and Finn is like being therapist to Raquel and Roxanne. And he tells them, you need to go talk to Adam Pearce and get yourself another opportunity. And then Dom Mysterio walks in, and they all looked at the side and it's like, what is he doing here? El Grande Americano, Ludwig Kaiser, just entered the clubhouse with Dom Mysterio. And Finn pulls Dom. He goes, Dom, can I talk to you? He goes, yeah, in private. So, again, their version of in private in this clubhouse is, I'm going to walk three steps ahead of everybody else.
Yep.
And we're going to have this conversation and act like no one can hear us.
Yes.
He said, why is he here? He said, why is he here? And Dom Mysterio says, well, I'm keeping him around because I'm king of the luchadors. And I'm trying to use him so that way I can win the AAA Mega Championship this coming Saturday and bring it back to the clubhouse for the family. And Finn's like, you know, Dom, that's a good idea. He goes, yeah. And Dom goes, yeah, because I'm Daddy Dom. And I'm just like, that is so weird to have him say I'm Daddy Dom to Finn. And I was just like, oh my God. So then we find out we have a tag match between Dominic Mysterio and El Grande Americano versus AJ Styles and Dragon Lee.
Okay, but the part that really ticks me
This
off.
is
The part that ticks me off is, again, he's the king of the luchadors. There's only 3!
Late Owen AAA now. He's the king of them too.
I don't count them.
You just said the other day that Mr. Iguana and something else were canon because they showed up on SmackDown.
No, they're canon.
Dominic Mysterio is their king.
But I'm not talking about them right now. There's literally just 3 of these dudes on the main roster. But he's the king.
There's Dragon Lee, Rey Mysterio.
Rey Mysterio's hurt. He hasn't been there in months. Yes, Rey Fenix and Penta. There's 3.
You said on the main roster. Penta. You got the 2 in the LWO. We had this conversation.
Oh, yeah. I forgot we're counting.
You're only thinking about masked luchadors.
I do only think
You're only talking about masked luchadors.
That'd be so true.
Because then you got the other 3 European luchadors.
What European luchadors?
You got the 3 Grande Americanos. Uno, dos, and tres.
I do not count those people. They are not luchadors. Stop it. Uno, dos, tres.
Grande Americano. Uno, dos, and tres.
The one thing
Corey Graves made that joke last night.
The one thing I do like about well, remember, it has to be you because I'm unaffected here. Okay. But yeah, so the one thing I did like about last night was that he's the king of the luchadors or whatever, and they finally decided to start reincorporating the mask. Like yesterday during the match, he had the mask on several times.
Yeah, he's king of the luchadors, and Corey Graves mentioned it. It's an homage to the original Rey Mysterio, his great uncle, Rey's uncle.
Yeah.
So it was Rey Mysterio's. I have a bubble on my finger. Anyways, yeah, it's definitely me because I just saw my Discord video connected on the bottom left turned all the way into the right, so it's something happening on my end.
Copy.
Yeah. So then we had that match, and it was fine. To your point, they're never going to do anything with Dragon Lee. They used that man this entire match to get beat down consistently. Dom is doing great work in the ring. He's getting so much better. There was one drop kick spot. There was a basement level drop kick where Dragon Lee was sitting in the corner. He just caught that Dom did. I'm just like, ooh, that was nice. There was another nice spot between AJ Styles and Dragon Lee that they did like a Hurricane Rana, and AJ caught Dom and hit him with the Styles Clash. No, it was on Grande Americano.
It was a Grande, yeah.
Because Dom broke that up.
Yeah,
because Dom broke it up. It was a nice spot. So towards the end of the match, Grande Americano is trying to load up his mask with the metal plate, and he's for some reason his head is away from the ref, pointed towards the crowd, towards the announce table. So he's trying to put it in. AJ Styles hits him. He drops it. Dom grabs his mask, puts it on his head, and then slides the metal plate in on top of his mask. AJ goes for the roll up, the Okada roll. Grande kicks out. AJ hits the ropes. Dom hits him with the headbutt, loaded metal plate, and Grande Americano rolls up AJ Styles for the 3 count. Good match. It's fine. We're gonna continue this AJ Styles Dominic Mysterio thing going, I guess, past and after this weekend's Triple Mania. And 3 of these 4 guys will be in that match this coming Saturday, also with Hijo del Vikingo for the AAA Mega Championship. So that should be fun if you want to watch, if luchador wrestling is your thing and you like to see guys just flip all over the place and you don't want to watch nonsensical storytelling on Wednesday nights, you can go watch AAA this weekend.
Do they even tell stories in AAA? Or is it just wrestling? Okay.
No, it's a lot of wrestling, but they do tell stories. what I don't watch it because I don't speak the language, so the storytelling would go over my head. But they do tell stories. A lot of it is like mask versus hair stories too. Like it's really strange the way Mexican wrestling is done.
I heard supposedly it's going to be Corey Graves and JBL on commentary for English this weekend.
Nice. Oh, yeah. That'll be good. Before we move on, I meant to mention this at the top of the show. This whole show was thrown off because Naomi somehow got herself hurt. Like during the day, WWE announced on their social media platforms that Naomi was not medically cleared to compete tonight, and her match against Io was canceled or postponed. That was the running theme on this entire episode, because when Roxanne and Raquel were sitting down with Finn literally said, "Did you hear about Naomi? It sucks that we're not gonna have a women's championship match tonight, and who knows moving forward," is what he said. And then later in the show, Stephanie Verker, when she walked up to Io, she was like, "You're not the only one who was promised a women's championship match," alluding to maybe her match at Clash might have to be canceled as well. So apparently there was Instagram footage of her in the back in the arena riding around on a motorized
her suitcase.
Yeah, I think so. I think she was running around on the motorized suitcase and she hit a bump and crashed into something. And yeah, and then the feed cuts out, and then they find out that if that's how she got hurt, this is the dumbest way. I understand this is part of her gimmick and she's losing her mind, but if that's how she got hurt, riding her stupid motorized thing, and that's how we're going to potentially. It's hilarious. It's stupid. I'm just like, but it threw off everything in the show. Yeah. All right, so we get a backstage interview with Sami Zayn. No, not even a backstage interview. He's talking to Adam Pearce, and earlier in the day, he's asking for an opportunity for the World Heavyweight Championship. And Adam Pearce tells him, "You have a match against Rusev tonight. Focus on that, get through that, and then we'll talk after." Sheamus comes in. Adam Pearce tells Sheamus, "I'm glad Sammy's here for this too." Sheamus, this with Rusev needs to stop. You guys cannot keep doing this. And Sammy tells him, "Is like, Sheamus, the match against Rusev tonight is really important to me. I need your word that you're not going to interfere as my friend." Sheamus goes, "Fine." But as soon as that bell rings, that Bulgarian bastard is mine. It's literally what he said. He held up his end of the bargain, because then we got Sami Zayn versus Rusev in a fine match. Rusev towards the end, a lot of suplexes by both guys. They're just throwing each other around.
I actually paid attention
Rusev
to this
hits
match.
the 10 beat to the Belgian at one point because it's not Sheamus and Rusev. That's why you paid attention to it, because it was Sami and Rusev.
Yes, I was actually entertained by the match. It wasn't
the same
thing over and over.
No, but it ended in a DQ. So towards the end,
yeah, which is what pissed me off, because I'm like, I actually watched this match and was intrigued, only for you guys to throw a wrench in it at the end and then basically do the same thing all over again.
So
it's Sammy versus Solo and Sheamus versus Rusev. All that original idea thrown out the window to give me two of the same stories continuing on. It made me so mad. Like, what was the point?
So towards the end of this match,
oh, whatever.
Rusev goes for the accolade. Sami breaks out of it. Sami throws him into the corner. Sami's setting up for the haluva kick. JC Mateo and Tala Tonga jump the barricade. Pull Sam. It might have been Tala Tonga. It might have been Tonga Loa. Who knows? No, it was Tonga Loa. It was JC Mateo and Tonga Loa. They pull Sami Zayn out of the ring. They beat him down. Solo comes, hits. I think Solo hit him with a spike, and then they hold him up for Tala Tonga to hit a big boot on Sami Zayn to get the disqualification. Then, on the other side of the ring, after the producers and security guards and independent Montreal, Quebec City wrestlers pull off the MFTs off of Sami Zayn, Sheamus shows up from the other side and hits a big knee on Rusev, and they brawl into the crowd. To your point, it is the same thing seemingly over and over and over again. It's just... It was funny because then they came out of the break. The security guards, who are all very small compared to Tala Tonga, just walking in that back. Like, the security guards are walking the MFTs out of the arena. And the referee, I don't know this referee's name. I usually know all the referees' names, but the one who looks like an extra from Goodfellas. He's the one with the slicked back hair. That's the way I remember it. He goes to Adam Pearce and he's like, I just want to let you know we separated Sheamus and Rusev. I have never seen ever in the history of wrestling somebody tell the GM that we have successfully completed our mission of having the wrestlers not punch each other. Mm-hmm. And Adam Pearce is like, I need you to confirm it. Go. Like, I understand why Adam Pearce's thing is always, I need a drink after everything. Because it's just ridiculous. So then we get a backstage Adam Pearce again, all over this episode, talking to Roxanne and Raquel. Or he's talking to somebody. No, he's talking to Roxanne and Raquel. And Io walked up while Roxanne and Raquel were trying to talk to Adam. And Adam's like, okay, I know I promised you a title match tonight, but obviously she's not medically cleared. And he looks at Roxanne. Oh, no. Io points at Roxanne and says, well, can I fight her? And he's like, that's a great idea, Io. And that match is official. I felt so bad for Roxanne Perez because she did nothing wrong here. She's just trying to get an opportunity. She's trying to go respectfully to Adam Pearce for the first time ever. She's not being a brat about it. She just happened to be there when Io showed up, and now all of a sudden she's got a match against somebody. Come on. Like, Io, why are you trying to bully poor little Roxanne right now?
No.
I don't know if it's my video, but you were just shaking your head for about 10 seconds.
Yes. Yes. No, that was me. That was me. I'm like, I don't know where he's going with this, but no. Just no.
Justice for Roxanne.
Roxanne don't need no justice.
All right. So we got the Io Sky, Roxanne Perez. Justice for Roxanne. She is the heart and soul of this women's division. She is everything that every wrestler should aspire to be. Yeah, she has been wrestling professionally since she was a child. She's an amazing in-ring performer. The foundation of Monday Night Raw will crumble without Roxanne Perez.
Not a single
so that we have this
was told.
Not a single lie was uttered. So we have this match, and this was a fantastic match. These two women put on a great match. At one point, I thought Roxanne Perez concussed herself when she came off the middle rope, and Io hit that drop kick on her, and she did that flat back bump.
Yeah.
From that point on, I was just like, is she hurt? Because it looked like she was concussed for a little bit. But these two women had a great match, put on a show. Beforehand, Io had told she was coming out to the ring, and Asuka and Kairi Sane are just standing there. And they said, and Asuka says, do you want us to come out to be in your corner tonight to even the odds? Probably would have been a good idea until the end, but whatever. I mean, technically speaking, they wouldn't have evened the odds because then we would have had one more baby face than heel. But
I accept it only because Raquel is so much larger than both of them that's why I say 2 versus the 1 is still even.
It's Asuka. I don't want to hear that. She's undefeated in NXT, undefeated up until she ran into Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania, whatever year that was. It's Asuka. She can take out Raquel Rodriguez. I was gonna say Gonzalez. That was her name in NXT. So towards the end, again, Raquel is getting involved, and I don't even think she was involved. I think it was just a lot of her just checking on Roxanne because she kept rolling to the side of the ring, and Raquel was just like seemingly concerned for her. But Raquel jumps up onto the apron, getting the referee's attention. Even though the babyface women were told, do not get involved, I can defeat Roxanne by myself, they got involved anyway. They jump on the opposite apron when the referee's not looking. They're legit holding Roxanne up. Now, first of all, Roxanne's tiny. Only one of you two need to hold her. You both don't need to hold her. They're holding her up by each arm. Io goes to hit Roxanne. Roxanne moves. Io stops. Roxanne pushes Io into Asuka and Kairi Sane, and Roxanne hits her with a schoolboy and pulls on the trunks to get the win. Here's my issue. This was a fantastic, fantastic match. We just saw a very similar finish in the Dominic Mysterio match where they cheated and they won with a roll-up. Why are we going back to the same finish or a very similar finish where the heel is rolling up the babyface for the win? You couldn't figure out another way to get that to get Roxanne the win?
No, because the point is that you're telling more story with the fact that Roxanne is using similar tactics to Dominic Mysterio in order to win the match. That's furthering the story.
They're never going to bring that up once on television, bro.
It's not. It's for us. It's the Easter egg for us, the ones that pay attention.
So we don't care about no Easter egg. They just let the king of the Easter egg go, which we got to talk about at some point. That man is like Peter Rabbit over here, dropping Easter eggs on every segment, and yet they let him walk to the Indies.
Allegedly,
if it's not a work, I don't think it's a work. They cannot be playing with the releases, and they just had something similar happen with R-Truth, where they let somebody go. There was fan backlash. They had to bring them back. I don't think they're stupid enough to then say, "Hey, Carrion, I have a great idea for you. Let's make it seem like you're pissed off, and then you go work some indies. You go on your book tour because you just had a book come out. You go on your book tour. You get to film your own documentaries in the backstage when no one else gets to do it, and then we'll eventually bring you back because there's no payoff. If he's really pissed off at Triple H, it's not like you can go and attack Triple H.
Yeah,
man might have a heart attack.
Yeah,
like there's no payoff to it.
Yeah.
All right. So then we get Maxine Dupree versus Becky Lynch.
Was that the next match?
That's what's next on my thing.
No, I'm just thinking of myself. It's fine. I thought that was later.
Yeah, we had Maxine. No, it was only like 4 matches on this whole show.
Oh, so then it's
5
in
matches.
the right spot. Yeah.
Yeah. So Maxine Dupree versus Becky Lynch. And this was just to make Becky look stronger. I'm like, Maxine is not a great worker. She's fine. My thing is, towards the end of this, Becky wins with the armbar. Maxine taps out right away. Natalya gets into the ring to try to check on Maxine. Becky punches Natalia or hits her. They're both laid out. Becky walks out with the championship. Why this was an Intercontinental Championship match to begin with boggles my mind. Maxine has never beaten anybody. I don't think she's ever won a match. And yet she gets a Women's Intercontinental Championship match. This made no sense. But I understand the story because now we're eventually going to get Becky Lynch versus Natalia. Yeah. I think that's what's coming. Mm-hmm. So, and we love Natalia. She's great. Still haven't watched her Bloodsport match against Masha Slamovich yet, but I heard it's really good and Natalia got the win there. Natalia's awesome. But Natalia is used for the same way I say this all the time. Dolph Ziggler used to be used to get other women over. Mm-hmm. Becky does not need to be you don't need to get Becky over. Mm-hmm. So why do we need a Becky Lynch Natalia feud? Mm-hmm. There's an absolutely 0% chance that Natalia wins this championship.
This is the Zelina Vega all over again.
But Zelina, at least you can say she had a chance at winning the title and did.
Yeah, no, we get that. But we were arguing from the beginning. There's 0 chance Zelina wins, and if Zelina wins, they're not going to do anything with her. Same thing for Natalia. Natalia isn't going to win. There's no way Natalia wins. But if she were to win, they're going to do absolutely nothing with her. So what is the point? Why are we doing this?
Becky doesn't need to be getting over. Becky's already over.
And the only way you do something like this, the only intriguing way that you would do something like this where it's Becky and Natalia is if you were going to incorporate the Natty version
if
of
she's
Natalia.
Like, yes.
If she's transitioning into mm-hmm. her GCW and all these other places into that character, then it would be intriguing. Then there would be a purpose. Then I understand it. But again, you're not doing none of that. So what is the point of this? Because there's nothing else for her to do. That's the whole reason. Because Charlotte and Alexa are doing their tag thing. You got Bayley, who's now teasing that she's going to be a heel.
A right? darker
version because she's alone and by herself now. You got
that was a very depression fueled promo segment. We'll get into this
So you got her really doing that.
But we'll get into
it. Lyra can't go for the title anymore. She can't challenge for it anymore. So you're literally running out of all the top women who could possibly go for this title. So now you're going to use Natalia as a buffer until you can build somebody else up or until somebody else's story finishes up. That's what Natalia is being used for. That's it. And that is a complete waste of time. And that's the thing. By the time this is all said and done, we're going to look back at Becky's title reign and it's going to be complete trash to us. We're not going to look back at this fondly. That's all I got to say.
She should be in a feud with Roxanne Perez.
Shut your mouth. Stop it.
Before we get to the main event segment, we got to talk about the multitude of backstage segments with Io Sky after she lost to Natalia. Yes. Not necessarily to Roxanne Perez. So she's back there in the loading dock of the arena, by the way, because there was definitely like the chain link fence behind her.
Yeah.
So she's like despondent that she lost. And the first of the segments, the Kabuki Warriors walk up to her. And she's Asuka basically says, "I'm sorry you didn't have your championship match tonight, and I'm sorry that we helped you. Well, we really didn't help you because you lost." And Io looks at her and says something, and then starts yelling, and then Asuka cuts her off, and then just yells at her in Japanese, and walks off. And Kairi Sane is standing there between the two of them, and she keeps looking back and forth like she doesn't know who to side with.
Yeah.
And then walks off with Asuka.
Yeah.
While Io is still like really despondent that she lost her match and she's not getting her title match that night.
Yeah.
I understand your fondness for Io Sky and the character and her bubbly personality. This, I can't. Like you didn't get your championship match. That's fine. It was out of your control. You'll get a championship match at some point. You cheated and you lost. Losses in wrestling matches don't really matter. You're still guaranteed a championship opportunity at some point. Why are you so pissed off that you lost a match?
Because it matters to them.
That was my first takeaway.
That's stupid. That's a dumb take. Because I don't care how many.
If I lose a match,
if I have 100 matches and out of 100 matches I win 99 and I lose one, I'm still gonna be pissed about the one. What do you mean? It's a competitive sport.
If I know I'm guaranteed it.
That makes zero sense. That makes zero sense.
I don't care.
I don't
care how many matches I lose.
That makes zero sense.
Jinder Mahal lost for like 6 straight years, but then he won the World Heavyweight Championship. He won the WWE title by beating Randy Orton. Guess what Jinder always gets to say? I was a WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Io Sky.
That is not a comparable. That is not a comparable argument, and I don't even know why you brought it up because it didn't help you make your case at all. That's number one.
Because I'm saying she's got a championship opportunity down the pipeline.
It doesn't matter.
Don't throw a hissy fit.
It's not a hissy fit. If I told you not to get involved and you got involved and cost me the match, I'm going to be pissed. What do you mean? You have an issue with Io. You have an issue with Io. You always have to find something wrong. Yes, you always, in every segment she's involved in, you have to find something wrong.
I have an issue with this entire women's division and how it was portrayed last night. Because then in the second segment, she's still back there pouting. And Rhea Ripley shows up.
That is a dumb take because if you were paying attention, that was all one segment. You weirdo. They walked the Kabuki Warriors. Yes, the Kabuki Warriors walked off and then Rhea walked up. That was all one segment.
I think those are 2 different segments. I thought she comes back.
No. She was with them. They walk off and then she's like this. And then all of a sudden, like, the camera pans and then you see that Rhea's right there.
I think I could have sworn that there was a match in between those 2 segments because then Rhea said, I'll look back at it, but I think it's 2 different segments. I think it's a match between them. I think it was before and after the Becky match. Oh my God. Anyways, doesn't really matter. To make my point, Rhea walks up.
Yes.
And I understand they're supposed to be frenemies. But she looks at her and she says, I understand you're upset about not getting your not getting your title match tonight, and your friends didn't help you; they cost you the match. And she just gets cut off. Io starts yelling at her and it's just yelling at her in Japanese, and it says, "Stay out of my business" or "Stay out of it." And she walks away, and Rhea almost has like a sympathetic look on her face for Io. Mm-hmm. I don't think Rhea Ripley should be showing sympathy to Io Sky.
Here we go.
Because even if you're my friend and we're rivals and competitors, you are my kryptonite. You are the person I can't beat. I have lost to you 4 times or 5 times in our WWE career. If I'm Rhea Ripley, I'm walking in there, and maybe because she's not a heel, but I'm coming in there and I'm joking and I'm throwing it in Io's face that she lost that match.
You know what the problem is? Again, you're thinking as though a heel is involved whatsoever. Rhea's not a heel. She's not going to do that.
She's a babyface.
She's a babyface. And guess what? Io is a babyface, so neither one of them are going to do any of the actions you're taking. On top of that, you're talking about the fact that, you've never beaten me, blah, 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 blah. It doesn't supersede the fact that they are friends. They are friends. That has been the story this entire time, is that they are friends, but they are rivals. I get that the rival part, but that does not supersede the friend part. They're both baby faces. So it's more important that they're friends who support each other. They've done that over the course of a few months, that even though they're rivals, they've been supportive of each other, and you're mad because they're giving you more example of the same thing that they've given you this entire time. That doesn't make sense.
Yes.
That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense.
I complained about it going into WrestleMania. This is not a new take for me.
I'm not saying it's a new take. I'm saying it doesn't. Okay, I'm not saying that you don't have a right to have your opinion on it. But my point is your opinion doesn't make sense for the context and what they're saying. They're saying, hey, they are friends who are professional rivals. That's it. So they're not going to be disrespectful to each other. They're going to look out for each other. They're going to be empathetic and so on and so forth. You don't like it because that's not how you are. Jesus Christ. That is their character, and that is what they are portraying. That's it. Leave it alone. Jeez.
I can't leave it alone. We're professional wrestling podcasters. I get
yeah, I was gonna say you don't to make
I get not paid yet to make my opinions known for the world.
Oh my God. Okay.
All right, so let's get into this Bayley segment.
Okay.
So Bayley is sitting, I think, in her living room, because it looked like she just shot this on an iPhone. That's what I took from this. And Bayley is talking about her career, her ascent, how she wanted to be a role model for everybody, and now she's at a crossroads because she's not a champion, and she has no friends really. And again, this is a really good segment, but it was very like, I'm sitting in my room listening to emo, like really, really bad emo music, and I'm just having a mental breakdown. Mm-hmm. It was definitely an anxiety-filled and a depression-filled thing.
I thought it was very compelling. The thing that pissed me off about this promo was the promo after with Lyra. When the fact that for some reason, which I understand it, but Bayley just gave us this heartfelt emo, I feel alone and whatever, and all this depressive, feeling. Yep. And then immediately the interviewer's like, let me go and interview Lyra, who has nothing to do with this, but they were formerly friends, and let me get her opinion on this. And then Lyra's response is, oh my God, she never told me that this is how she felt. And then she caps it off with, oh, but it's not really my problem. Like, I was just like, you can't be empathetic in one sentence.
She said, she literally said, I hope I didn't do this to her.
Yeah.
And then it's not my problem.
Yeah. And then exactly. Question the ownership of it, and then hit you with the but whatever, it doesn't affect me. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? That'll
be like to make it, because it is a depression-filled promo. It'll be like, and I'll say this the right way. Your friends telling you how bad they're feeling. You tell them, I don't care. And then your friend goes and does something stupid to themselves, and then you feel bad about it.
Yes.
Like that's what that, like, I was just like, what was this? She's like Lyra, just be like, oh crap, Bayley's going through something. I know we're technically not on the best of terms, but let me go check on her. That's it. That's all you need to do. Yeah. You didn't need to basically say, Bayley, I don't care about your emotions right now.
Yeah, you don't double down when someone's, clearly something's wrong and they're reaching out for help, essentially.
So at the end of what I did like is at the end of the Bayley's promo, though, when its screen turns to black, it goes ding dong, and her voice kind of changes. So they are teasing a gimmick change, or at least a heel turn or something new for Bayley moving forward. So, yeah.
And it's all going to be Lyra's fault.
It's all going to be Lyra's fault. This is how we're going to make this go for the next 6 months, because Paul Levesque likes to drag out his stories for some reason.
Oh, 1,000%. This is now going to be their story. We're just going to get Bayley versus Lyra for the next few months. I guarantee you, because it wasn't enough to have it for the last few months. With sprinkles of Becky in between. Now we need them back to 1v1. Yeah. I'm telling
you, I had so many problems with the women's booking last night.
Yeah, but most of them were made up in your mind, so I don't know.
That's what the second EO segment was. The second EO segment was when Stephanie Vaquer shows up.
Yes.
I remember there being 2. Okay. So then EO is still back there. Now she's still pouting. And then Stephanie Vaquer shows up and she looks at her and she goes, EO, you weren't the only one that was promised a Women's World Championship match. And then she walks off and EO just stares off into the distance. I'm telling you, Naomi hurt herself really bad. Because all over this show, they were talking about the Women's World Championship and what they're going to have to do with it. They were teasing it all night long. So if we find out that Naomi broke her wrist riding her stupid motorized luggage, this is going to be... Oh, God. That'll be some way to end the greatest run of your career, is riding your motorized luggage around the back.
Yeah, some people are speculating she's pregnant, but I don't think that's it.
They would have just done they might have just, if she were pregnant, she might have just done what Becky did on TV that one time when she didn't tell anybody. She was like, I'm pregnant. Here's a championship. And she handed it to Asuka.
I mean, that's how she told everybody. But I don't think you do that. I don't think you do that with Naomi's her anyway because she's a heel. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It might have been just some last minute, trying to figure out how to before they do that. Who knows?
Yeah. All right. So then we got our main event tag team match: CM Punk and LA Knight versus The Vision. We also got a Bronson Reed video package again where he's talking about how he got Seth's respect by beating him down, and he doesn't need to get Roman Reigns' respect because he's just going to keep beating him down but for the fun of it and stealing his sneakers. That's what he just said. That's essentially the entire promo.
I just find it funny that they're giving him so many vignettes, like that they're doing that with him.
They're building up both of them, and it's good. They're building them up differently, but they're building up both of them. We just talked about this 3 weeks ago when Seth first got hurt. Is like, are Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker better off in this group than they were before the group started? Mm-hmm. And we both said no, they weren't. Mm-hmm. But over the last 3 or 4 weeks, maybe since Seth has come back, they've elevated both of them. Mm-hmm. And it's as simple as beat people down because you're a heel, do something dastardly, and make a joke out of it. Yeah. That's it. That's it. Like, he stole the man's sneakers and turned them into a necklace. Yeah. Braun Breaker just wants to spear everything into oblivion. That's it. All right. So we get this match, and this was a good showing for everyone in this match. Mm-hmm. The baby faces. This ends up in disqualification. Bronson Reed is going to be a star, I think.
We missed one backstage segment. The Jey Uso.
Which one? Right, because that leads into this. Okay, so the Jey Uso backstage segment. What did Jey Uso say?
She was just
he was
interviewing
back to
him.
he was with LA Knight.
Yeah, no, she was interviewing him, and she was saying what happened a few weeks ago that you weren't there, basically for when Roman and them got
Last
beat
week
up.
on Raw.
Yeah, and then he was like, you know, he had some family stuff to take care of or whatever, blah 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 blah. But he's there, he's back, he's ready, and he's going after the championship. Blah 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 blah.
He wants a world title shot.
Yeah. So, but basically, the reason why the only reason it's important, well, that too. I mean, they have their little whatever. I didn't think it was that important, but it was just to set up the fact that this week he was gonna be there for the save later. Basically, that's how I took it. Not that it meant anything because.
No, I got you.
They dropped the ball.
Yeah. So
anyway.
towards the end of this, after the heels dominate most of the match. The majority of this match was LA Knight trying to get the hot tag to CM Punk.
Yeah.
And every time he got close, either they pulled him off the apron, or at one point Punk saw Braun coming around to try to pull him off the apron and jump down when he could have just waited and got the hot tag from LA Knight. The story of this match is these two guys can't coexist because they're baby faces, but they both want the title and they both want to take down Seth. Yeah. But they can't coexist. Punk eventually gets the hot tag. Punk goes on his little barrage. He goes for the GTS. And you know, as soon as he did the Steph Curry go to sleep, Steph Curry, whatever, he waited way too long, and he was waiting for Seth to hit that.
Well, I didn't like that when he went to go do it. He held that, but because the camera was so goddamn close, you could see his eyes looking off.
You could see his eyes looking.
He was waiting for Seth to come in like that. I just thought that was a production fail.
Yeah, Seth. Somebody didn't tell Seth to get out there in time.
Yeah.
So Seth hits the ring. He beats down CM Punk. They beat down CM Punk and LA Knight. Jey Uso comes in, and he does again the Jeff Hardy. He comes. He's on the top of the stage with a steel chair, and he's doing his little Jey Uso walk, but he takes forever. Like this dude. He eventually, Braun gets down. He tries to meet him. He hits Braun with a steel chair. Hits Bronson Reed with a steel chair in the back. Baby faces are starting to take the thing. Seth hits him, and then all three of they get out of the ring. Baby faces are standing tall. Adam Pearce comes out, and Adam Pearce says, "All right, Seth. Since you want to be this, since you want to give me fake injury reports, since you want to ruin my main events, and Seth was great in this because they kept panning to the camera that's right in front of Seth while Adam Pearce is talking.
He's like,
Adam Pearce is like, you've earned yourself a World Heavyweight Championship defense at Clash in Paris. And he goes, and you're going to be defending against Jey Uso. And Seth's got his head down. And as Adam Pearce is still talking, he goes, I know what he's doing. Seth has been, he literally says those words, like, because I know exactly what he's doing. And he goes, and you're going to be defending against LA Knight. And Seth is like, no. And he goes, and you're going to be defending against CM. And Seth goes crazy ballistic. He starts yelling at the top of his lungs because he doesn't want to defend his title against CM Punk. He doesn't care about defending it against the other two, but defending against CM Punk is something he definitely does not want to do. So they're still standing. They start to walk away. They start to leave. And hothead LA Knight and CM Punk just start fighting in the ring. And it's like, you have three heels on the outside of the ring. Mm-hmm. The three baby faces should not be brawling amongst themselves in the ring. I know Jay wasn't fighting. But the baby faces should not be brawling on the inside of the ring. Because once they started brawling and fighting, those three heels hit the ring. Mm-hmm. And then they beat them down.
Yep.
And it's all because LA Knight can't stop and can't keep his hands off of CM Punk. Mm-hmm. And it's because CM Punk is a hothead and he always has been. So they get into the ring. Bronson Reed hits a couple tsunamis. He hit a spear onto Jey Uso. Seth hits curb stomps on all three of them. The show goes off the air. I thought Bronson Reed was going to steal Jay's sneakers. I want him to keep that gimmick going. I want the sneaker Shula Fala to go down to his feet. It'll be hilarious. We can have a match for the Shula Falas. I'm just saying. But that's how Raw went off the air. I had said to you last week that we thought we were going to get Roman Reigns in that Fatal 4-Way, but nope, they said Roman's not going to be at Paris. We're going to put the other Uso in the match.
Yep. I hate
you. Yeah. What? That's exactly what happened.
I know, but you're sticking with other Uso as his name.
Well, no, I say other Uso today. Usually I call him Lesser Uso.
Oh, that too.
But yeah, that was Raw. It was not a cluster F of epic proportions, but tiny little proportions.
I think it was a solid show. It was solid.
I don't agree.
Yeah, because you made up a bunch of stuff to be mad at, you freaking troll. I can't stand you.
I did not make up anything. Everything I said happened.
Yeah, okay. Just not in the way you said. Oh my goodness.
I'm just, while we're doing this, I'm still looking up Naomi, and take this with a grain of salt because we always say these guys are idiots. Brian Alvarez of the Wrestling Observer says he suggests, this is his take, that not that he's heard anything. Naomi's injury is a serious one that can keep her out of action for an extended period. He's not reporting anything, but stated that the rumors are circulating within WWE about the nature of the situation. And my presumption is, people will find out fairly soon, but I think that it will be for a while. So
it's going to depend on what a while is, because then you're going to have to strip her.
Mm-hmm. You can do Io and Stephanie in Paris if she can't make it. That'll be the way out of this whole scenario.
I think if she can't make it, I think if she can't make it, you do that as a number one contenders match at Clash. It doesn't.
Well, if she can't make it, if it's a long period of time that you have to strip her of the title, then you have to do that for the title.
And if it's not, if it's like a month and change or whatever, then you could just do number one contender.
Yeah. Oh, I just burped when I said yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was that. That was Raw. It was fine, I guess.
That's what I said. It was an okay Raw. It was solid.
Sure. Again, the women's division, the entirety of it, except for Bayley, none of them were put into a good position last night. Everyone looked horrible, except for Roxanne and Io in the match. Can't have one of your entire divisions looking this bad.
Oh, God. Agree to disagree. This guy. So that's your takeaway. My takeaway. What was mine?
Maven tweeted out, "Can people just stay out of Naomi's uterus?"
Facts. I don't know. I don't really have a major takeaway from last night.
Dark Bailey, I'm loving it.
Oh yeah, Dark Bailey.
I want to see where that's going. That's my takeaway. That was really good.
Well, what I don't want to see is Dark Bailey just so that Lyra can overcome her.
Okay. What I don't want to see is them they're going to make a change to her look at some point, probably if she's turning back. But you already have an entire group of Judgment Day. I understand now they're supposed to be bikers, Judgment Day, but the initial iteration of the Judgment Days are a bunch of emo characters. They were a bunch of goth people. So they're goth adjacent. So if you're going to have now Bailey doing this I'm struggling with my mental health storyline, it can kind of overlap a little bit.
Yeah.
So I want to see where they go with it after that.
Yeah. That's true. We shall see.
Yeah, but that's it. Tonight, NXT. I say this every week, and you say the same thing every week.
It's not canon.
But we gotta see. I don't even know what's happening on NXT tonight.
We don't have to see.
Oh, we have an 8-man. We have an 8-man tag match between Obafemi, Moose, Trick Williams, and Javon Evans against Dark State.
I know half of those people.
Well, you don't know anybody in Dark State.
Exactly.
Actually, you know one person in Dark State because he was on LFG, Cutler James.
I don't know who that is.
He was the one who was the teammate of BJ Ray in college, and they let him go.
I got nothing.
Whatever.
So I know half the people.
Okay. Nia Jax and Lash Legend.
Ooh.
On NXT tonight.
That would be intriguing.
Joe Hendry versus Charlie Dempsey.
William Regal's son?
Yes.
Okay.
And Kalani Jordan and Lola Vice take on JC Jane and Fallon Henley.
I know 3 of those people.
Who don't you know?
JC Jane's partner.
Fallon Henley.
I don't know who that is.
She's in WWE 2K25.
I didn't say she wasn't. I just don't know who that is.
Okay. She's the blonde of the 3 of them.
I got nothing. Okay. So that's...
He's going to Google her right now.
No, I'm not. I'm really not. I was just going to say, okay, well, that's it for NXT. Not that anyone cared because it's not canon.
You say so.
Who besides you watches NXT? Nobody.
About 600,000 people every week.
I don't think so. I think the numbers are...
And I haven't watched NXT in like 3 weeks.
Oh, that's... So why are you Googling and finding out for something that you're not even watching?
I need to see if it's worth watching tonight.
Oh, my God.
Lately, it has not been. Tonight seems like a good show. But I do work at 5 o'clock in the morning, so I might be skipping it.
Probably will be skipping it. All right. Well, that's it for us. We appreciate you guys.
My phone just started yelling. Like randomly.
We appreciate you guys for watching. Thank you for everything. We appreciate the love and the growing of the community. We will catch you on the next one.
Peace.